Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the fastest growing show on the Patreon network, maybe. It's the debate, which in the last few weeks has turned into a trip down memory lane.
There's lots of, you know what, there's lots of call for, like review of the 80s in the summer, you know, when there's no thingy, to get everyone's feel good facts. So we're just going to have lots of chats on when Everton were good and when we had a manager we all loved. But anyway, yeah, it is.
So it's 1997, 98.
Yeah. Have we got the world-class manager and all the names?
Joe Boyle has left the club, and as you say, like we spoke about last week, a world-class manager would be appointed.
And we'd be pleasantly surprised with the signings.
So, okay, so we'll start from that point.
Yeah.
Was a world-class manager ever muted? Was it ever spoke about? Because I can't remember.
It was spoke about by Peter Johnson and Cliff Finch in the April. And I'll tell you why I remember it. Because I was in university with these two cockfights who were giving it like they do, you know, like we spoke about this already. And to be fair, at that time, not many of my mates did give it really. It was just get on with your own thing, but these two did. And I remember one of them saying to me, oh, look at this world-class manager taking the piss. And I was like, well, they've got money, you never know. And he was like, who you just going to get and all that? And I was like, but Everton, we won the league 10 years ago, shut up, blah blah blah. And I sheepishly seen him in the September when the world-class manager did not arrive.
Were we linked with anyone though?
You know what, the only one I can, Bobby Robson we were linked with. I remember that. But I actually remember Wim van Hanegem, and he weren't world-class at anything. And I remember the Echo with the picture of him just like had his trackie on, leaning against the advertising boards with some balls, and it was like Dutch master, he's gonna come in and get at this new way of playing.
So the Echo have always been full of shit.
Echo full of shit, yeah. Total football, blah de blah de blah. So they were the only two I can remember. Bobby Robson and Wim
it was,
and obviously Andy Gray.
Andy Gray became the fan favourite. Obviously he was on Sky at the time. He was the big thing, you know. He was like
gadgets.
It was all new. Sky Sports had taken over the game. And
remember when he used to do the training sessions? I used to love it. Like at a club when he'd be working on the finishing with the strikers.
I used to like his little show with his tactics video.
Yeah.
That was with tactics, and I like that.
Balls, yeah.
So he was the flavour of the month, ex-Everton player, and I just remember that, you know, he'd had a spell of Villa, hadn't he, coaching. So I just remember we're going after Andy Gray. As I say, flavour of the month on TV and all that, #1 authority on football in the country at the time, and it all just seemed to fit together. And I remember, now I was going to America that summer. I was going to Camp America, and I was leaving. When was I was leaving
on a jet plane.
I was leaving on a jet. It must have been July time.
Yeah.
Early July. I think it was, or somehow late June, something like that.
Maybe.
And I just remember getting on that plane, absolutely certain. It'd been confirmed. It was front page of the Echo. They basically confirmed it that he was the manager of Everton Football Club. And I got there. Now, obviously, this is like no internet, no phones. And I remember getting there, and like America, you can't switch on your telly in the hotel, and there's not going to have Sky Sports News on, or have even anyone. There's not going to even if you put a sports channel on, you're not going to get any Premier League news. It's just not going to happen. So I was basically in the dark for days, and I can't remember.
Put a light on, like no?
Well, probably it was well.
No. The weather's
so I think I don't know how I found out.
But, surely you'd eat either.
But my mum and dad, I can't remember if I rung up my mum and dad. But I remember my dad sent me the Pink Echo. How mad's that? It's like it's 20 years ago, just over 20 years ago, and he sent me the Pink Echo.
By bed?
Like, yeah, like literally, and it took like weeks to get there. And I remember the front page of the Pink Echo. It was after, must have already known, because the front page of the Pink Echo was that we'd signed Gareth Fowley. So But I'd gone from this expectation of, oh, it's going to be like, you know, we're going to have this favourite of everyone to Howard Kendall, third time. And it was just like, what? And his first signing's Gareth Bale, who I'd never heard of, an Aston Villa reserve. And it was just like going from the expectation level of being up there to just being on the floor. To being where I was at Goodison on Saturday, on the 88th minute, on the floor.
Laying on the floor.
And it was just typical Everton.
I'll say, no one knows how to fuck you up like Everton, do they? Don't, do they?
So like, the summer
it's like taking, and this is, you know, it's like pulling this fucking bird and taking the back, and she takes her knickers off and she's got a fucking dick bigger than yours. That's what Everton like. They get you all excited.
At least that's some use though.
No, but that, to be fair, to some people they might be made up that. It's just not my gig, but that's sound. But even if you thought, I wouldn't mind a fella with a big dick, that's great. But if you think you're getting, because that's what Everton do, you think you're getting one thing and you get royally fucked in the ass with the other.
It's like getting cheesecake and then but actually find out it's a cake made of cheese.
Well, cheesecake is.
It's not though, is it?
Well,
Don't tell me that.
It has got. I wish Everton would do things. So, I wish Everton would say, Everton Football Club. What? Everton Football Club. We're gonna fuck your hopes and dreams forever because we are shit.
It's false advertising.
If that's how it said underneath, at least I would have been prepared for it.
So, okay, I'll just a little bit more about. So, I'm still in America.
Yeah.
I'm in New York at this point, right? So I'm in New York, and I want to know. Oh, I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
Well, just in New York.
I want to know what's going on with Everton.
Over Everton.
So first thing I do, I think I went in. There was a massive Virgin megastore on Times Square. There was a massive Virgin. Hey, I wasn't going to come home. Hey. Glasses.
So tolerated. That's right.
It was good. It was good.
Hey.
2 to the pound.
Exactly. You're laughing.
So anyway, I go in this Virgin megastore and they've got like you could get like the match and the shoot from the week before, so I'm perusing through them and not really telling you anything. But I found a newspaper shop, and the newspaper shops had the English newspapers from the day before.
Amazing. The greatest time. What a time to
be alive. And they've got all the Ravanelli stuff in them. So again, it's Ravanelli turning up, and he's there and he's looking smart as fuck, and he's about to sign. And it's all done. You go on the next day, and he's not signing, and it's not all done, and it's all fell through, and you're like, what the fuck? Now can you but imagine the patience levels. That's the difference between football then and football now. The patience levels of I'm going in a shop, a newspaper shop, the day after to find out the stuff but it's the news from the day before. So when I'm standing there reading the news, the news is already there, but I'm in a time-space continuum of not knowing that news till the next day. Now you can't go 2.5 minutes without looking at your phone just to check if anything's happened, and I'm fucking having to go to a newspaper shop the day after to find out the day before's news that's already happened. Anyway, we didn't sign Ravanelli.
No.
So again, no top class manager, no top class players, and we're signing shite. But you know what? Before we go any further, the name of the show is The Debate, and we are going to debate our best 2 players. This is really, really hard. Our best 2 signings. So, Baz, who is your best signing of the Howard Kendall Mark III era?
I'm gonna go for Mikael Madar.
Oh my god, Mikael Madar. Mikael Madar, who missed the sitter in the Merseyside derby, and that's what he'll always be remembered for. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you better hope you score another one in the Merseyside, score a goal in the Merseyside derby, or you will be remembered for that for the rest of your life. That Mikael Madar.
That French whiz kid.
Why?
The top knot, well, one was just like a ponytail, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a braid, long and braid and flowing. Because he scored some important goals for us, really, and ultimately kept us in the Premier League. I mean, that season, just before we continued the debate, all of that, I was working at Everton at that time as well, and obviously Kendall, the Andy Gray thing. I think Bobby Robson turned us down. It's, part of the course now, isn't it? The Van Hanegem thing, he was properly caught in himself. Andy Gray was done. It looked like it was done on it. And you're right, everyone was quite excited by Andy Gray, I think the right word. Because like we'd had Royal and that had gone, and then we had Dave Watson for a few games, and it was like, get that done now. And people were quite excited by Andy Gray, and I remember him saying he spoke to Dwight York, and Dwight York was interested in coming. It was like, well, we're getting Andy Gray. Dwight York was at Villa at the time and was like 20 goals a season striker, so it was like, boss, this is going to be, finally we're like starting to move again, because we've missed out on Collymore, bit before that when he went to Liverpool, and it was like, we're getting our own striker. And then I remember he'd gone away to La Manga, but he was still expected to sign the contract, and the days just went on. A couple of days passed, and then it was like Sky announced it. Andy Gray signed a new deal and won't be joining Everton, and it was like, what? It was like our manager. He's Andy Gray's the manager. And the next minute, almost like there was a press conference the next day, and I was like, what's Peter Johnson going to say here? And then obviously working there, it was like the Tower Kendall, and you're like, why is he coming back? Because he was great, I loved Howard, but it was like, he's coming back again. It didn't like work last time. He just got off. Why is he coming back now? When it's a bit of it, and then you're right, with Gareth Farrelly, and I remember like the line was sorted up. Well, when he was here last time, you got Bracewell, and no one really knew about Brennan. We got Alan Harper and Sheedy. Maybe he'll be one of these like players you don't know much of. Left-footed. We had to go to a tribunal. It made it a bit more exciting because it means Villa think he's all right. We got him, and then the Ravanelli thing was just bizarre because he'd done really well for Borough, so we had a bid. I think it was £7 million, allegedly accepted. Well, it was accepted by Middlesbrough, and so he come for talks. And I remember going, got the message like he's pulling up, so we went down to have a look through the thing and he got out with the fucking mafia, because he did. About 20 of them got out, black suits and got shades on, proper like meathead Italian like mafia, got out and all that, and they went in and they were like, because Liverpool have been linked with him as well, but apparently his preference is Everton and all that, like, so we went in and that was always a good sign, them going in, and you were like, alright, we're going to get Ravanelli, and 1, 2, 3 and a 4 Ravanelli and all that. This song came out and went, and it was like, is it done? Oh, he's just going to wait to think about a few things, and you're like, no, not done, is it? And then that fell through, and then we signed Tony Thomas. So
we'll talk about the signs in a minute, but is this the big, would you take from this that the biggest problem with Peter fucking Johnson at Everton was he let people get out the door without signing fucking deals? Like 100%. We spoke about last week, and we spoke about Nigel Martin, Schwartz, Andy Gray. He basically said he didn't even offer a contract to Andy Gray. No, he just said, just go and play your golf, and we'll talk next week. When and Andy Gray's come out since and said, if we'd put a contract in front of me that day, I would have signed it. He said he flew to Spain. He was the Everton man. He'd phoned York. Seen the whole thing. Dwight York was like, I want to come. He'd phoned a couple of, he didn't name the other places, that had 2 or 3 lined up, because Johnson said the money's there. He said the player one and all, and he said that was the Everton manager. And then he said they didn't hear from them for a couple of days, and then Sky were in his ear, and he thought, I think the Sky fella said to him, what if, like, we want you to sign this now, otherwise, they had someone else lined up, otherwise they're offering it to him, and the Sky fella said to him, what if they don't come back to you though and offer you it? And he just kind of went, I'll sign here then, because he hadn't heard anything. This is what agents and basically directors of football, why they have become so prevalent in football, because of people who don't have a clue how things work.
having the range. Yeah.
Don't realise how fast moving football is, and how people want you to make decisions like that, because there'll always be someone else ready to take you. And that was proved on more than one occasion. I mean, that was the thing about Johnson. I think that was his big problem. He just didn't realise how football worked, or he thought it all worked at the level that it worked at Samia.
Exactly.
But it was like fucking glacier.
If you should see them at fucking Jim Steele,
Yeah.
and Achterberg and all them.
But going back to Michael Madar.
Yeah. Well, listen. Before we talk to Michael Madar, we've got
We're
to
not
give
talking to Michael Madar.
Michael Madar. We've got to give it the Al Craig David, making me wind it a little bit, because that season, Slaven Bilic come in. It was already agreed. That deal was all agreed. Royal wanted them in. He came in. And so it was like, okay, we had Gary Speed, we had some good players, Nick Barmby. So it was like, alright, Howard's got decent players. Duncan Ferguson was there, can we start the season decent? We had Crystal Palace at home. What can we do, They just been promoted, and it was like,
It spent a bit of money.
We were still on the look, but we were still on the lookout for players, allegedly. And I remember the first indication that something was wrong was the week before the first game of the season. I went to Prenton Park to watch us against Samia, and we got beat 3-0.
Yeah.
Alder scored. We got beat 3-0, and I don't even think we had we were dreadful. We looked miles off it. They were, Sammy used to love that game, didn't
Kick fuck
out of us. They were everywhere, but we just didn't even look like a team. And I was like, we're kicking off next week, and which, funnily enough, that's never changed. We're still fucking like that now in pre-season. And they beat us comfortably 3-0 and come away thinking, God, we're going to have to be at it next week, Palace at home. And we started the game, and I remember Bilic scored at the park end and the referee disallowed it. And then fucking Lombardo scored.
And
he ended up getting two, and we got a goal back later on. It's only Thomas Cross. We got a goal back later on, but that was like how the season started, and it almost was. He just fell flat immediately.
Well, we won four games up till Boxing Day.
4 games.
4 games.
One of them was Liverpool.
We beat West Ham 2-1 at Goodison, Speed and Stewart.
But that was the thing. We swapped Unsworth for Danny Williams. Fucking Unsworth.
We're talking about the signing, didn't
No, but the West Ham game just reminded me, because Unzi went, and that was his first game for West Ham. We beat them 3-1.
We beat Barnsley 4-2 at home.
4-2, yeah.
We beat Liverpool 2-0 at home.
Yeah.
And we beat Leicester 1-0 away.
1-0.
Yeah. And that was it. That was the 20th of December.
Penalty, wasn't it?
20th of December.
Yeah.
So we'd won 4 games, and we were shit.
What's mad about that? When we beat Liverpool at home, they were top or second, and we were obviously bottom when they come to Goodison, and we done them. In the other days when they were good and we were shit, and we still could compete. We didn't have a manager that went, can't be on the same pitch as these lads.
We beat them, and then we drew 0-0 with Coventry away.
Yeah.
And then this is November.
We'd just been spanked by Coventry actually before the Liverpool game.
This was November.
Yeah.
November the 2nd, home, Southampton, 2-0 defeat. The 8th of November.
This was career that day.
The 8th of November, went to Blackburn, got beat 3-2. 22nd of November, went to Villa, got beat 2-1. Went to Chelsea, got beat 2-0. Went to Tottenham on the 29th of November, got beat 2-0. So 5 games in November, we lost every single one of them. And I think that's really which...
That Tottenham game's at home, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tottenham game's at home.
Nev, I think that was one of Southall's last games.
It was his last game.
Yeah. That was the one when Ferguson picked Sol Campbell up like he was a flying through to the floor.
So the first half of the season was just a fucking disaster, let's be honest. But things started to change. Things started to change after that Tottenham game. Actually, things actually started looking up, and I think for the reasons for both of our choices. So Michael Madar, comes in.
He come in January. Madar. We signed him on the Wednesday. I went to Palace on the Saturday, his debut. We beat them 3-1. Just out the blue.
Yeah.
He scored after 3 or 4 minutes, I think. I remember, I think Tony Thomas crossed it and he just swept.
Just
swept it in. And,
yeah, I remember.
And it was, he had the yellow and black, the blue shorts, and he just swept it into the corner. It was like, what the hell, we're winning. And then Thomas again crossed it, big dunk, Bullets had it 2-0, and then I think Barnby made it 3-0. And it was like, okay, no. And it was, we were really good that day from nowhere, but he led the line brilliantly.
Well, we'd won the game before that. We beat Bolton with Ferguson scored the headed hat-trick.
Yeah, but then we lost at home in the FA Cup to Newcastle.
Yeah, we'll forget about that.
No, what I'm saying, that was the season in a friggin' nutshell.
Then Madar scored in a 2-2 draw against West Ham.
West Ham away, yeah. Maybe 2-0 down in that.
I think so, yeah. He scored in a 1-0 win over Blackburn at home.
Header, yeah, at the Gladys.
He scored in a 4-1 defeat.
It's a shoulder to
Villa.
Spencer shot.
He scored in a 1-1 draw to Tottenham away.
Away at Spurs, yeah.
And he scored in a 1-1 draw at home to Leicester.
City,
so you know what, right? What I will say about Madar, right, is what's weird is, right, and again this comes down to one simple reason. Him and Kevin Campbell, right, probably won us as many points as each other.
Yeah.
Right, to keep us in the Premier League. But there's just one difference. One scored the winning goal in a derby, and one didn't score the winning goal in a derby. And that's the difference. Madar at Anfield has the chance at 1-0 to make it 2-0. He fluffs it. They go down the other end, and Paul Ince scores the equaliser, and we draw the game 1-1.
Within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
If he'd scored that goal, if you said to a kid now, do you know Kevin Campbell? Oh yeah, I know Kevin Campbell, made the song, the blah blah blah. Do you know who Michael Madar is? Who's Michael Madar? Or someone will go, missed that chance in the derby. Yeah, his goals were just important to us as Campbell's were. And he kept us in the Premier League that season with his goals. Isn't it mad?
It is bizarre. I mean, the chance you're talking about, we're winning 1-0. Ball's knocked up. You know, Duncan goes up with the goalie. He drops it, and it breaks. It breaks in the box to Madar, and he's running at the cop. And I think Carragher's on the line. I think it is, and cause he like dives on the line,
he puts it the wrong
he
side
just
of the
flicks
post.
it with his foot instead of just stopping it and leathering it as hard as he can. He scored. There was no way to miss, but he flicked it first time and rolled it wide, and they literally,
everybody knew.
It was James, wasn't it, who dropped it?
Everybody knew.
And then you knew, and they literally took the goal kick, went up, ball got played in, and then slid it in for 1-1, and you're like 20 or 30 seconds later,
and that is Everton. And that's the difference between the two players. That one goes down as being a legend because he's the last person who's got a winning goal at Anfield, and one you wouldn't even know.
Well, Campbell did do well for us.
But what I'm saying is he's done exactly the same though. He's done exactly the same.
Stayed and carried on scoring, didn't he? Whereas I think the problem was,
fair enough,
I think the problem with Michael Madar was he was a bit of a hothead, so we come in. We got him because he was a hothead.
We got him free.
We got him free
because
they wanted him out, really, because he was a bit of a mad bastard. So we come in and done really well, kept us up that season, basically, didn't he?
He's only played 19 times for us.
Oh, well, that was
scored 6 goals.
So, but the second.
Do you know where he left to go?
Somewhere in front.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He went to Paris Saint-Germain. He played 35 games and scored 12 goals. And then went to someone else and played 11 and scored 2. Finished, right? He finished his career 287 appearances, 122 goals. That's fucking brilliant. That's fucking phenomenal, man.
Right, we had him, right? That fair till the January till the May, he was sound, right? He was absolutely sound. He played in, didn't he play in the played in the Coventry game, the last game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right, he was sound. Started the next season under Walter Smith, and he was in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember he played up front with Bakayoko when we beat Southampton 1-0, and Bakayoko scored from 25 yards, and he played really well. So yeah, he was a decent striker for us, and his record wasn't that bad. I think he just fell out with Walter Smith because of Walter was more of a do this and a strict thing. And I think he was quite outspoken.
He only he played 19 times, scoring 6 goals for us. In his career, he played 287 times and scored 122 times, which is That's quite good.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of it was in like France and stuff, but I mean, he started in 87, 89, played for FC Sochaux,
isn't it? Yeah.
Sochaux Montbéliard, 30 games, 8 goals. 89, 90 Stade Lavelle, 29, 9 goals. Went back to Sochaux, 43 goals. That was 1992, 92, 94, Cannes, 54, 26 goals, 94, 96, Monaco, 52 games, 14, Deportivo, 96, 97, 17 games, 3 goals, Everton, 97, 98, Paris Saint-Germain, 98 to 2001, played 35 times, scored 12 goals. He went for Paris Saint-Germain. And he finished off his career, 2001, 2002, US Créteil, played 11 times, scoring 2 goals. Played for France 3 times, scoring 1 goal. So I think more than anything, it was obviously his attitude.
Yeah.
Hot-headed Frenchman.
Yeah.
But
rather than his ability, I think that
I think he had the ability. I just don't think he had the temperament. But as I said, you know, the difference between being like a hero that you welcome back and those things are not scoring in a derby, and that's football, isn't it? They're the things that, you know. But as I said, it's just mad, that fact that we lost those games in that November, and then we go to the rest of the season and only losing 6 games. A lot of draws. I mean, we've stayed up on goal difference because, you know, a lot of people point to the Bolton game where the ball had gone over the line and it wasn't given.
For foul or something.
Yeah. And
they got given a goal of Villa that didn't cross the line.
Yeah.
So, swings and roundabouts. Yeah. And Bolton shit. So,
my player is another player who came in that season and I think made a big difference.
Don't say John Oster.
It's not John Oster.
Are you sure?
Well, let me just go through the list of players.
Yeah.
That came in that year.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. Where are they? So these are the players who left the club. Okay. Neville Southall, Earl Barrett, Andy Hinchcliffe, Graham Stewart. So there's 3 of your FA Cup winning side. Gary Speed, after the Coventry debacle, they all left the club. I mean, that's 5 players of... Oh, hang on. Klaus Thompson as well. Forgot about it. John O'Connor. Chris Lane. John Hills. Yeah. But there's a few really, really good players there who've left the club. Coming in, Gareth Farrelly, first signing. Second signing, John Oster. Third signing, Tony Thomas. The quality is amazing. Danny Williamson came in for a swap deal for Unsworth. Now Danny Williamson potentially could have been a very good player.
Yeah, 10 to 2 feet though.
But his injuries destroyed him.
Were like that, and
the player I'm going to mention came in, but I'm not going to mention him yet.
Okay.
November.
Billets, did you mention there?
I haven't mentioned Billets, but he didn't really come under. He did play. This was his first season, but he'd already signed. Yeah. Yes, I understand. Blah blah blah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Mitch Ward and Carl Tyler came in on the 28th of November.
He did.
That was the turning point. Madar, 30th of December. John O'Kane, 28th of January. Don Hutchinson, 26th of February. And Matt McKay came in.
Came in from Chester.
Yeah.
Injured his foot. Never played a game. Done. The Don Hutchison was, before you go on to yours, was one who was a very, very good signing by our Kendall. It was a brilliant signing because of what he'd done. But Walter Smith got the benefit of Don Hutchison more so than Howard.
Yeah.
Don, I mean, don't get me wrong, he done well. He scored in a game against Leeds United near the end of the season when we won. Yeah. And Hutch did play really well for us and played his part, but it was later on as he grew into his
my player made his debut on the 6th of December 1997 away at Leeds. I was there in a 0-0. Thomas Mara. Now again, Thomas Mara provokes thoughts, but
Aston Villa at home in the FA Cup. That's what he
Coventry last game of the season.
Yeah, but Villa.
But what? Yeah, but that was the next season, wasn't it?
FA Cup.
But what I will say is, this season made a big difference. His first 3 games: Leeds United 0-0, Wimbledon 0-0, Leicester City 1-0. So he's got 3 clean sheets in his first 3 games. We'd had 3 clean sheets before that. So we got 3 clean sheets in his first, and I think Nev had gone. You know, it was a big surprise actually. He bought Myron, but it was a big surprise that he was made number 1.
I remember that we played Spurs at home. I think that's was it Tottenham at home?
2-0.
So we got beat 2-0 at home by Spurs. I remember Southall made a couple of good saves in that, and then I remember the Mara came in the week, and then I put the radio on. I didn't go to Leeds that day, so I put the radio on at like 2:10. Let's go over to Ellen Road for the team news, and it was Thomas Mara starting in goal, and it was like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
Just got him in. What the? Southall's our keeper. What the fuck's he doing?
I think it was important that Howard Kendall finished Neville's career at Everton. I think that was, for Neville, I think that was important.
Yeah.
Because I think if it'd been anyone else, Neville would have caused murder, or would have had a grudge. But I think because it was Howard, I think it was easier. I think he trusted.
16 years.
He trusted Howard. Howard said numerous times that his greatest signing was Neville Southall. He was the basis he built everything on. But it still shocked people that he took over. And as I say, he came in and he got 3 clean sheets.
Well, that point that day at Leeds was a big point.
Oh, huge.
It
was to stop the defeat.
But we just used to get beat at Ellen Road every year.
So it was just to stop the defeats. And you know, as I say, from that point on, I think we only lost 6 games. We got beat by Man United away. We got beat by Derby at home. Southampton away.
Derby at home, no. Was that 2-1?
Yeah.
That was the Duncan got sent off in the first 10 by the Paolo one shot thing. And that was why Davey took
got beat by Southampton away 2-1.
Missed the penalty in that.
15,000. Villa 4-1.
That was terrible.
And then we got beat back-to-back games. Sheffield Wednesday 3-1 at home, where I think everyone had just lost hope. And then we got
Pembridge scored.
We got beat by Arsenal 4-0 when it was their party basically.
Well, that you were talking about it, that starting that season in America. I went to Florida after that Sheffield Wednesday home game. Played them on a Saturday. I went to Florida on the Thursday, I think, the following Thursday before we had Arsenal. And that was the same drill. The Sunday, we played the game on the Sunday, so I tried to phone home and couldn't get through. For some reason we were in a park, obviously there's a 5-hour difference, got back, couldn't get through, got up the next morning and went to Goodings, you know, their supermarket, like, for the English paper. Just like opened the thing, like the back page, and it just had 4-0. And it had something like Arsenal and champions, and sadly it looks like Everton are down. It was the longest, you know, these 2 teams have had the longest run at the top flight, but looks like there's only going to be one of them next season. That was what it was saying on the band. I was looking, Tony Adams is there because he scored that volley, hadn't he? And it was I just read the thing, and it was like, it was a disgusting performance, and I spoke to my dad, and he was like, it was just so one-sided. We didn't even put up a fight, and you're thinking, we are relegated, that's their party, we're battling relegation, and we've just been swept.
But as I said,
the top side.
But for a relegation team to only lose 6 games between Boxing Day.
But I think that's what, not so much the Arsenal results. The Arsenal result, they were champions, so they are a good side. I think there was the heart wasn't in it for that game, which was the worry. But the week before, when Sheffield Wednesday came,
that was our big chance.
Kit, fucking Mark Pembridge got 2 goals in the same game. One was a free kick. We get beat 3-1 at home by them, and it was like, we're in trouble. And I've already told you about I was obviously away for the Coventry game, and that was a freaking nightmare as well, trying to find out what happened there. And I phoned up my mum, talked to my brother, and I was saying what happened at Everton. She was like, what? You know what happened at Everton? I'm like, just tell me! I'm in America! And she was like, oh my God. because I'd left me mate's apartment and we were winning one. I'd gone on the old internet with like the wire connected, and it'd come up and it had like Farrelly 1-0 early on. I was just like, fucking hell, you know, sitting there looking at a computer screen because there was nothing else. It was just this computer screen waiting for it to change. So we went out.
It was a weird. I mean, going into that last game of the season, I mean, we were playing them and Bolton were playing Chelsea. And I remember going 1-0 up. Gareth Farrell
scored early, didn't we? 7 minutes.
Gareth Farrell with a fantastic goal. And to be honest, we were fine. We were coasting. We get the penalty. One of the worst penalties I've ever seen. Barnby just kicks it back to their goalie, basically.
It's terrible.
When what it needed was just...
He was at Magnus Hedman.
Yeah, what it needed was someone to just leather it. And that would have been it. That would have been 2-0. That would have been absolutely fine.
He was on the pitch then. He would have been our penalty taker. Or was it him?
I think it was just him. I don't think we got many penalties, did we? So
no. It was Hinchcliffe had gone. Speed had gone.
So it was likely that it was him.
Unsworth had gone. So yeah. So it was.
So we were cruising at 1-0. We were cruising at 1-0. We just needed that to settle us down. And as soon as we didn't get that was it. They had the undoubling, was always scored against us. And I just remember the ball coming over, him getting the header, easy save for Mara, and he pushed it in the back of the net. And you're
like squirmed out of his
and then you're like, what's going on? Because like we said about the one, about the Wimbledon game, we're not in the modern day. You're relying on second-hand information. I just remember Chelsea scored late, and I just remember the crowd was singing like Vialli's name. Fucking Everton's ground was singing Vialli's name.
But the thing about that was, he scored after 70 and like 80, didn't he, or something? So we went 2-0 up. But if Coventry had scored again, we were down. Yeah. Because Bolton had 40 points, the same as us. So
that was more the nerves. The nerves were there.
We needed to
hang on, and we you know, at that point, you're right. It didn't really matter. We were made up that Chelsea were winning, but it wasn't like that clear. It wasn't a clear day. Like we were hanging on, goal difference. So you're right. If they had scored, we were down. So and I think Coventry almost sensed that and were like, let's fucking kill these. Let's do these. They felt the nerves and were like, these are gone. And we were gone because we were.
Did anything happen after it went in?
I don't think anything happened, but I just think that the general sense of panic, it was completely different from the Wimbledon game. The whole thing about the Wimbledon game was, and you were there, you'll know, there was a euphoria about the game.
I wasn't there, was I?
Wasn't you there?
You know, I wasn't there. The game got
sorry, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
See, I'm the thing, the 2 games, mate. I wouldn't have coped.
Sorry, you go to these games, do you?
Let's go to all the others.
No, there was a euphoria, I think, about the Wimbledon game. There was a euphoria that it was this first time we'd encountered the feeling like that, and it was that idea of even at 2-0 down, not throwing your hand in because you hadn't experienced it before. So it was a case of we'll find something, and we did. But in this game, there was none of that. It was anger. It was pure anger.
Yeah.
It was, you told us this was never going to happen again. It happened. It's happened once. It's happened twice in your regime now. You said this would never happen, then it's happened again, and it was pure anger, but also the relief of not going down. But there was a different thing that day. Real. It was. And I mean, it was weird because again, I just literally went the match. I went the match with someone from our street who had never been the game before with. We went the match. We walked out. We went into a pub, but miles away, where there was like no other fan. I think it was like the Valley in Everton Valley. There was no other Everton fans there, and we almost just had to sit down to like. It was almost like let the traffic clear, just calm down for a minute, and it was just like, phew. But it was weird because I was 18. Really, I should have just been fucking out afterwards. But I wasn't that kind of kid. I wasn't like, I didn't really go to match with anyone at that point. I didn't really have any Evertonian mates. So there wasn't that thing of like, now where you'd be straight out and going on the aisle. Oh my God, I just went home. Like after the 95 Cup final, I went home. and just like I was too young, but I wouldn't even have gone like I was.
Oh no, I drove home after that and just watched the match again in ours.
Well, I was just, but again, that game, the Windle game, I was too young. The final, I was too FA Cup final, and this, I was just like, I just went home, just like, whew. Now it's completely different, but it would be just life's just completely different for everyone now, I think. But it was just this sense of like that can't happen again. It was just that weird. It was just a really surreal day, and then when you find out how close we came to going down, and it was just mad. It was just absolutely, and ironically enough, you know, my pick it was Mara, but he pushes one in the net that day, and
I think the thing what made me angry was that we had Coventry at home to stay up. Coventry, who were mid-table, it didn't matter to them. Everything was on us.
Yeah.
And we took the lead, so they were just happy to turn up, get the season done. You know, we've done it to other teams. We've gone and we've had our slippers on, our flip-flops are on. It's like, yeah, just beat us and let's get this final whistle and get out of here, because no one's really asked. And yet we couldn't even control our own destiny properly. We still had to Everton it up, almost, you know what I mean?
Vialli, in the other game, Vialli scored in the 73rd minute.
Yeah.
Right?
Did Jody Morris get
Jody
the second?
Morris got it in the 90th minute.
Was it?
So up to that point, they could have got a point.
Equalised, yeah.
They could have got a. So imagine the scenes. Last minute, Goodison Park. It's 1-1, and it's 1-0 at the other ground, and a goal from either Coventry or Bolton is sending Everton down. Could you imagine?
And that was the thing about it, because in my mind, even though Arsenal spanked us, you're looking at the fixtures and you're going, well, Bolton are going to Chelsea, and Chelsea should beat them. We had a better goal difference, obviously. We're at home to Coventry. So they're at Chelsea and we've got Coventry at home.
So Dion Dublin equalises in the 89th minute. And at that point, it's 1-0 and 1-1.
That's it.
Unbelievable.
That's
Our team that day was Thomas Mara, Dave Watson, Carl Tyler, Michael Ball. Could have took the pen. Craig Short, John O'Kane, Nick Barmby, Gareth Farrelly, Don Hutchinson, Michael Madar, Duncan Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson could have took the pen.
Yeah, pens, didn't they?
No, he didn't. He didn't take pens. The subs were Gavin McCann and Danny Cadamati. So
Paulie should have took the pen. Slotted. Actually, Barmby fancied it, didn't he? But you just got to leather it, haven't you, at that stage? Make sure it's done. I mean, listen, that's what happens in football, doesn't it? In the 94 one, I think Chelsea scored late on against Sheffield United, didn't he? And it ended up because someone was going down, Sheffield United was safe, and then Chelsea scored and Sheffield United went down. And you know what I mean? It can swing in those last seconds, and it would have been the ultimate.
Dion Dublin's goal was set up by David Burrows as well.
Yeah, I remember he just clipped the crossing, didn't he? And he just came off for 50 pence just off the head, didn't it? And Mara reached for it, and when you watch it again, you're still thinking, why doesn't he just go like that? Why doesn't he actually just punch it away?
It goes like through his hands.
It just goes through his hands, and it's, you know, a game that we should have been capable of going out and smashing them, because we'd done it when Kevin Campbell come. We were in the shit a bit, weren't we? And he come and got those 9 goals in 8 games. But if you remember the West Ham game at home, it was like, if Everton get a draw here, it's sorted, and we beat them 6-0. You know,
don't ruin it.
No, what I'm saying, that we can't ruin. Walter Smith ruined it all by himself for 4 years. But I mean, that kind of thing, isn't it? We went out and done the job that day, but
it's really really hard to say. You know, obviously Michael Madar's goals were really important that season, and Mara coming in goal and being a good goalie actually helped as well. But so it's hard to know which one, and obviously because it's only for a season and because of the but it's difficult. I mean, I'll tell you what, this is our
Hutchison was still his best signing because he went on.
Ultimately, yeah,
he went on,
but not for this period of time.
No.
I mean, our squad at the end of the season, this is the squad we finished the season with: Danny Williamson, Dave Watson, Terry Phelan, Michael Madar, Nick Barmby, Duncan Ferguson, Don Hutchinson, John Spencer on loan from QPR, Craig Short, Paul Gerrard, Tony Grant, Peter Beagley, who come on loan from Bradford, one of the strangest signings
like
ever.
4 games ago.
Michael Branch, Gareth Farrelly, Joe Parkey, but obviously he was injured. John Oster, Tony Thomas, Mitch Ward, Gavin McCann, Carl Tyler, Michael Ball, Graham Allen, Richard Dunn, Slaven Bilic, who hardly ever played, Danny Calamarti, Phil Jevons, Thomas Mara, John O'Kane, John O'Toole, and a young Francis Jeffers. But the first thing that springs to mind, it comes here, is how young a lot of that squad is.
Well, the likes of dumb babies, weren't they?
You know, all loads of kids, but then loads at the other end of the spectrum, like Watson. You know, so big. You know, it was
with that Southall.
Yeah,
old, weren't they?
And then like lack of quality, Tony Thomas, Mitch Ward, Carl Tyler.
Tyles was alright for us, you know. Just basic, but he was okay.
But there was a lack of quality.
Oh,
though,
but
Slaven Bilic hardly played. Ferguson.
Slaven Bilic had a crack in his hip, which he passed the medical, and it got worse. And if you look at him now, you can see like he was on thingy yesterday.
Never recovered.
He was on thingy yesterday, but he didn't, did he?
I know he was good in the World Cup in '98, but he never really recovered from that injury. I mean, it was easy because the World Cup was only like so many games, but he never recovered from that injury.
He didn't play many times after that for us. He'd come back and play 2 games and then he was out again. And it's a pity because he was a brilliant defender. If he'd have been really good for us if he wouldn't have got injured. He got injured towards the end of the season as well when he should have been at us.
Yeah. And
then the hip became a problem for him. And I think he played about 20 odd games that season. But
I'll tell you what I will say though, and I suppose contradicting myself slightly, is if you were Howard Kendall and you got to that end of that season and you'd looked on paper and gone, well, we've only lost 6 games between Christmas and the end of the season. I've got a young side again, you know, like I had last time. He's probably thinking, well, if I'm given a bit of time and a bit of money, like Walter Smith was, I could do something with these players. And
he was only 53 or something.
Oh, he was younger than fucking Koeman was.
Yeah.
So he probably thought, give me a bit of time, give me a bit of money. I've got players coming through, the likes of Francis Jeffers, Michael Ball, Richard Dunn. I've got good players coming through. I've still got the likes of Short, Ferguson.
It's only Grant. He just suffered with injuries, Grant, but he was a good footballer.
You know, Bilic, if he probably thought could have got him fit. Yeah, there's no. He probably would have thought I could get on with this and I could do all right. I know we've just survived, but take a breath and look at the situation. The first half of the season we were absolutely shocking, but then once we got out of that 5 games in November, to only lose 6 games for the rest of the season, loads were drawn. And he would have probably thought, with a bit more quality, I could do something. I could do something with these players. And I don't know. We know it's not something I ever asked them about, but I wonder if you felt again a tinge of regret. The second time, first time he leaves, everyone's happy and it's on his. Second time he leaves, it's because he can't get the players. Third time he leaves, he probably feels he's doing a good job and he wants to just keep going. It was a miracle we stayed up, just because of the circumstances on the final day, the way they could have changed, especially in the. It all came down to the 90th minute. That
just got shivers.
You know what I mean?
Thinking, oh my god!
It all came down to the 90th minute, and
thankfully we're not there. Mate.
Thankfully, a lot of things changed.
The only other thing with that era is obviously the other stuff was going on with Howard, though, wasn't it? If he'd have had a clear head, then yeah. But I think there was. No,
well, listen, I'm not advocating that he should have kept it.
I went to Derby County earlier in the season, in the September, and apparently he came in the dressing room at 5-3, and said, and stuff like that, and we ended up getting beat. Hinchcliffe got sent off and we got beat 3-1. There was lots of stuff.
Gary Speed
left
because he felt like it was. There was a lot of unprofessional behaviour going on at the club. And that's the nicest way I can put it.
And then he, like I told you, he wanted to come. He was asking to come back in the summer and the following summer. Gary Speed was
put it this way: there was something in his Lucozade bottle that possibly shouldn't have been in his Lucozade bottle. Everyone knows the story. But the point is that so maybe that was behind it. Maybe it was
Speed had wrote letters asking to come back, which is fucking bizarre now when you think of footballers. He wanted to come back, and Everton didn't have that money to get him back straight away. And yet he went on for years, Gary Speed.
But the mad thing is, money did appear. all that year, he kept on saying there's no money. But then in the summer, money appeared. But then where did that money... I mean, obviously, we'll come on to that when we do the next one. But there was a lot... That time was a very strange time for football. There was a lot of deals signed on the basis of nothing. There was people coming to football clubs going, we'll give you this, just sign this piece of paper. And we'll come on to that.
Some of them got it, though.
Some of them got it. Some of them got it. And then they got it. But then actually what they got and what it was based on was sand.
But they got the money.
They got the money.
Like Liverpool got the money.
But because they got
20 minutes from having the money.
Because they got the money, other companies elsewhere went bust and...
Oh, I'm not saying that, but for them, personally, they had the money, didn't they?
Yeah.
And we would have had it. And it'd have made 30 million quid at that time was a hell of a lot of money. Hell of a lot of money.
The old NTL. Where are they now? So let us know. Listen, it doesn't really matter, does it? We do this every week. We call it the debate, but we're just having a boss chat about Everton in the past, if we're being honest. But it was quite. I think it was quite interesting this week because we picked two players. Because it's funny because at first you were going to pick Hutchinson, and then when we looked at it, we were like, well, hang on.
I did say Madar though, didn't I?
No, you did. But
then what about Madar? But then when you look at it, what he actually did, because I remember him scoring important goals, but you forget that how important the goals were. Yeah, the Palace one sticks in my mind because I was there and it was his debut and he scored. But then you think about, then the Anfield miss comes in and you go, oh yeah. But then when you broke it down and said it was 12 points or something, it's a lot of points for someone to win you. And those players are kids like this season when people talk about Wayne Rooney. Well, Wayne Rooney's points alone have got us X amount. Yeah. So's Umar Niasse, and yet people will go, he's not good enough, he's finished. And it's like, when you actually break it down properly, you need to reevaluate.
And the other thing about that is that when you can debate for as long as you want about whether players are good enough or whether they shouldn't play or whether they should play, but then what are you basing that on? Are you basing that on players who play for other teams, or are you actually basing on the players who play for this team and then within our squad then and now? That's all you can base it on, can't you? Who was Mick? If you said Mick Madar was shite, well, who was he keeping out the team? Danny Calamati. That's all he was keeping out the team. You've got to look at these things. Thomas Mara was keeping out Paul Gerrard. So it's levels. And for me, Thomas Mara was great that season. Listen, he deteriorated.
He was good for a couple of years.
Yeah, he was.
Then he got an injury. Then he come back in, and then he started off well, and then he deteriorated.
He deteriorated. It was sad. And it was the same with Mick Madar. He scored goals early on. It was just that goal, that chance in the derby that he missed. He will always be remembered for that. Because number one, a win in that game probably would have sealed staying up.
Well, we'd have been alright.
So
we'd have done a double over them.
And he would have been remembered as...
We'd have done the double over them.
And he would have been remembered as a hero, scoring, Dunk scoring, him scoring, and it would have gone down as a
even if we'd have won the game 1-0, you'd have kind of forgiven him. You'd have gone, remember this missing, that, but we won, it didn't matter. But the fact that he missed, and then they literally the next attack,
the two things are attached, aren't
they? He scored, and you just
two things are attached. And but, as I said before,
the first thing about that was he was technically a very good player. So his technique let him down.
And actually, do you know what? That the things we pulled him up for before, the attitude or whatever, they were things that were actually needed by this team, because it was full of young players, and it probably needed someone like that. It sounds stupid, but he was like our version of Cantona.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was like this. You remember how Leeds got Cantona? He was like, he was finished in France, and trial at Sheffield Wednesday, and he was like, I'm not playing in a fucking five-a-side game. And he went to Leeds, and then he went to United, and he was their talisman. But Dar was seen like that at the time, like, this hothead, but we were so desperate for a player. Bringing him in, had a decent goal scoring record, scores on his debut, scored every third game, let's just say, and was scoring goals, getting us points. Had a look about him, had like a bit of an arrogance about him. People like that kind of thing.
Tape on his memory, the old tape, he had the long
the hair, people like that sort of attitude about him, as long as you're putting the ball in the back of the net.
He licked up to fuck, he was.
And then, but It's a good shout, and as I say, Campbell scores the win in the derby, is remembered fondly forever. That can dine on it forever. Madar misses one, and kids don't even know who number 7 Michael Madar was.
Tell your kids about Michael Madar.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. As ever, we'll see you later.